Thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on Nigerian newspapers. And I have with me in the studio lawyer and social development advocate Jide Ologun and Tunji Abdulhameed, also a lawyer and public affairs analyst. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Good morning. Good
morning and happy New Year.
Same to you. That's it. Same to you as well. All right, let's begin with the news direct right now. 2023 election. More presidential aspirants emerge for APC. 2023 election. More presidential aspirants emerge for APC. You find all of the details of the pages of the Nigerian news direct. To the Guardian newspaper now. 2023, like Tinubu, Umahi informs Buhari of interest in presidency, suggests political solution to southeast insecurity, warns Ohaneze to stay off politics. Kalu, I'll watch Tinubu grit for grit. I'll match Tinubu grit for APC presidential ticket. Renews call for postponement of APC national convention. You find all of the details on the pages of the Guardian newspaper. To the blueprints now. 2023 presidency, like Tinubu, Umahi meets Buhari, opens up on ambition. 2023 presidency, like Tinubu, Umahi meets Buhari, opens up on ambition. Details on the pages of the blueprint. To the Daily Sun. 2023 presidency, Umahi challenges Tinubu, joins race, pledges to replicate achievements in Ebonyi if elected, recommends political solution to insecurity in Southeast. I'll consider contesting if APC zones ticket to region. Kalu speaking. And to the Daily Trust now. 2023 rumpus in APC over zoning as Umahi Kalu joins race. Rumpus in APC over zoning as Umahi Kalu join race. To the First News newspaper, convention, APC crisis deepens as Buni sits tight. Convention, APC crisis deepens as Buni sits tight. To the Vanguard newspaper, APC convention, crisis festers as 3 northern governors hijack party. Courts will be running our party except PJF DG speaking. Stakeholders chart way forward. Mustafa Sani Musa urge calm. You find all of the details on the pages of the Vanguard newspaper. To the Punch newspaper now. Buni Malami to block convention. Governors rise against interim party chair. 3 governors, Justice Minister push consensus agenda to block Tinubu. Someone is manipulating convention not to hold progressives governors DG. Malami doesn't hold any position in APC, plays no role, says media aide. And to the Nation newspaper now. Convention, divided APC governors seek Buhari's help. PJF meeting shifted. Caretaker committee can't be stampeded. And finally, on the front page of this Nigeria newspaper, backup funds. Nigeria's external reserve dips $24 million in first week of 2022 as World Bank forecasts 2.5% economic growth. All right, gentlemen, let's quickly look at one of the major stories on the papers this morning, talking about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's declaration, and we have been seeing developments afterwards. We have seen Governor Dave Umahi also go to the president to formally inform him about his interest to also contest for the ticket as well. Also, he is also in the APC, and then we've been having divergent reactions to all of this. But then let's get first your reaction to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed's declaration for throwing his hat into the ring. he's saying a kingmaker can also become king. Let me begin with you now.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, and as the name implies, Asiwaju, he has gone ahead of other interested exactly candidates to express his intention to fly the kite as the president of Nigeria in the next dispensation. And to many who have been following the political trajectory, this is not something that started 3 days ago. No. You know, even at the time the present president was being packaged for presidency, I believe there had been a lot of insinuations and body language to the effect that the Jagaban himself will be interested in that office. And now that he has expressed his interest, it's left for the party structure to accommodate all those, because Governor Umahi of Ebonyi State also went to the president to say, I'm interested. And here comes the zoning aspect of the presidency. By and large, it should be zoned to the southern part of the country for the next dispensation. And we have the southeast and the southwest. Now, maybe from the south-south, some may also come up, and some are still wondering if the northern class also will just want to surrender to the south, because the zoning is not a constitutional issue.
That's the argument.
A party,
it's just a party agreement.
Exactly. So here we are now. But by and large, from what Umahi expressed, I believe it's time to begin to find solutions to the myriad of problems that we have in Nigeria. So by and large, for those who are interested in who the next leadership will be, we just need to evaluate where Nigeria is now and ask a simple question: where do we want Nigeria to go? And again, don't forget that we still have the case of the primaries, and the Electoral Act Amendment Bill is still hanging somewhere.
Absolutely.
So absolutely, we may have as many aspirants as possible coming forward, but Nigeria at this point in time need a strong bailout. We need to get back into the realm of security. We need an economic revival. We need, to really fight corruption. We need to reposition our stance on education. We need to bring joy to the people, and we need to be on the platform of prosperity. So I think those should be the considerations right now. And those who are coming forward, like Umahi is saying, look at what I have done in the last 6 years in my state. So we also need to look at antecedents and find out who exactly can have that nationalistic governance approach that will not drag us back into what has pulled us to where we are right now. So I wish them all the best.
Right. There are those who have said that for the person of Asiwaju Tinubu, he is a detribalized figure, and that his antecedents are speaking for him, stemming from what Jide has just said, that what he did with Lagos over the years, that he can replicate that for Nigeria.
Well, I want to say firstly that Asiwaju, just like David Umahi, Oji Sokalu, some other people that have declared their intention that the APC are qualified to do so, and it's their right to do so. So there is no law that prevents them from aspiring to be the president of the country. There are other aspirants.
Nobody is saying they shouldn't aspire.
No, some people are talking about zoning, that is unfair for some people to declare when they are asking that it should be soon to a particular place.
Right.
The presidency or elected position in the country is not about selection. It's not about nomination. It's not about zoning. It's about people. It's about strategies. It's about political strategy. So let me put that aside. That look, they are all qualified. Just like in APC, there are other candidates that have declared to under the PDP. We have Saraki and others who have declared their intention in that regard. Not openly for now. At least now, they've not formally informed the party that they want to contest. It's just a kind of consultation, which is part of the game. I think, by and large, Asiwaju has a potential and has a quality to be president if you want to be better. I just want to be sure that, look, those who are aspiring now have done their homework to be able to ascertain what is on ground.
When you say homework, how do you mean?
Yeah, I don't want a situation whereby they will get there and tell us, I don't know, this is how the situation is. So I want people that will have done their homework, will be ready for the job, not just saying I want to be president, just be ready for the job. And then when you are ready for the job, when you get there won't be any excuses, there won't be any complaint, there won't be anything.
So his antecedents over time hasn't shown his level of preparation? Is that what you're saying?
He did well when he was in the, what's it called?
Governor of Lagos
Governor of Lagos State, to an extent. He at least looked at the circumstances at that time relatively. He performed well in that regard. But since then, you know, it's not about that. The same thing was said. I don't want to categorically about whether or not somebody is not will do well or will not do well. I want to say, look, from antecedent, he has a quality, he has a capacity, he has knowledge, he has a experience, because he's been in the saddle for long, and he has grown so many people in politics. So he's definitely qualified. He has a quality to be the president and to be there. But there are other factors to be considered, which as time goes on, when he formally declares, we may be able to look at it.
no, that's a political statement.
I'll help you.
Okay, yeah.
He has formally declared.
Right.
You know, and if you...
No, he has only expressed his intention to the president.
Expressing his intention
to the president. When you talk of formally, how formally except to now put a seal on it or whatever.
You must...
You know, when you look within the party,
right,
and for those of us who were monitoring, even when at a point the president became almost confused about the agitation springing up within the party, he called for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu,
right,
that please help us to reconcile the camps, which he did excellently well. Even when he had a reason to snub the president, you know, he has had his own bitter treatment within the party. And you talk about investing in the party. He has done that. And talking about consultations, this is a man who at a time was even alleged to be, you know, reaching out more to the northern class. And I mentioned a critical issue. We need a nationalistic leader. Enough is enough of, I must represent my region, this, because it takes us nowhere. So, and talking about experience, I think even before the advent of APC, he's been a highly experienced politician. You move back to the days of Nadeko.
Yeah.
I mean, I particularly saw Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was campaigning on Ologun towards his governorship position. So when you talk about understanding the politics of Nigeria, I think it does. And like Barrister Abdulhameed rightly mentioned, when you find a man who is interested in racing leaders and is not threatened by racing leaders, then we should expect performance. But having said all this, we pray that the virus of politics that suddenly shows up when people get into office and you begin to wonder where are all the promises. But like I said, right now we need a leader who will pull Nigeria together and maximize the resources of the nation. I mean, the Commonwealth should be for the common good. And
absolutely,
I look forward frantically to how we can restore security to this land, because we have lost so much in terms of foreign direct investment, the profiling of our nation. We need leadership that will help us in the area of economy. I mean, where we are right now is threatening, and the world powers are advising us on it. So the action is on. And another notable lesson here is that this regime is at the exit gates, and that is important too. I mean, 8 years,
right,
almost winding up. So I pray for this regime that a few months left, because by the middle of this year, full activities may commence towards 2023 election, which may be in February, that they have the opportunity to be on the golden side of history, having promised to fight corruption, to fix the economy, and to restore security to the land.
Right. So, are you still expecting that now?
No, we have injury time in football.
When the president has
he just said there's injury time.
When the president has even told you that that
no, he has promised that he will.
And he can't work.
He has promised. Can we just keep hope alive?
I don't keep hope alive when I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
I must see.
You're not seeing it yet.
When you actually
not just keep hope. I must see it. I mean, at least.
Yeah, really.
We are hopeful.
I must see what I'm hoping for. I can't just hope without seeing anything.
Okay.
There must be something for you to hope.
Let's come back to our conversation because you are beginning to get agitated already. Now it seems it's the 2023 elections activities, because this year 2022 is often said to be an election year, the year before the proper elections, and from what we are seeing, people coming out to make declarations here and there, although not formally, informally, but we are seeing people, putting out their intentions. What do you see, or what do you think will be the intricacies that will play out at the end of the day as time goes on towards the elections in 2023? What are the issues that a lot of persons and Nigerians will be looking at when it comes to these persons who are coming out to say, we want to take over the reins of the seat of power, and what are the issues that you think should drive the conversations?
Yeah, what the issue I think should drive the conversation is look at the quality of the person that is coming. Not only that person has integrity, is honest or whatever. You look at whether he has a ability, he has knowledge and know-how, or has given such as handled such a situation before. We have to look at can he deliver in terms of security? What is his program regarding security? What is his program regarding education? What is his program regarding health? What is his program regarding all the areas of activities in the country? Not just a general statement of I will do this, I will do that, and nothing will happen again. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, we don't even look at their agenda. We don't consider the manifesto. We only just look at a personality and say, so person is so person. Somebody has been is this, is that, without looking at whether or not he has his antecedents, as to whether or not he has the capacity to deliver. We look at the ethnic coloration, we look at the religious coloration, we look at all other correlation to
Can we ever do away with this coloration in our politics?
It's going to be difficult for us to do away with it. For now, I have not seen that, because most of the things we do these days, it's about religion, it's about ethnic, it's about not about what that person can deliver or what that person can do. It's about where he comes from or which religion he belongs to or whatever. So it's unfortunate that most of the people that will not even consider that religion or ethnic coloration are not interested in the system. They are not going to participate in voting. When we talk about primary of the party, it concerns only the parties, and more importantly, those people who see themselves as elite and intelligent are not part of the. Majority of them are not part of the members of the party. They sit aside and wait for those who they call ropes to give them whoever they want to give them, and then they will not say we are voting. At that time, you won't have a choice than to vote for whoever the party brings forth. So what I'm trying to say is that, look, until when the elites or those who are intelligent, so to say, and those who consider themselves as brilliant, decide to say, look, this is our thing. We must put our eyes inside it, and we must see it, and we must know how it works. But
one would expect that over time, as things have evolved, that interest would have welled up in a lot of Nigerians to want to be part of the process.
Exactly. Right now, the news is out of the demise of Chief NX Shoneko, who was the interim president between August and November 1993.
Yeah.
Look at the role he played. Those were moments when sitting tight in office was not an issue. So, and that's why I mentioned nationalistic interest. You just spoke about learning lessons now. Do we know that when we go into office, we step out one day? What value are we going to add? Have we read about great men like Sheikh Zayed, of the UAE, Lee Kuan Yew, great men? Paul Kagame is driving his own force in Rwanda, translating that region from, a terror-infested region to a prosperous region. Some must have read about Joe Magufuli, who redirected Tanzania towards the right. So when you pick all this together and realize that where you are more comfortable to invest, talking about the Netherlands, the UK, the Europe, some people develop those areas, and that whether you like it or not, you come back to that society, even if you are the president or governor or whoever, then you try and fix that society. And I think that's the message right now. That's the message. Just look at Nigeria, look at the resources God has given us. see how you will enjoy within the system. But when you allow the level of insecurity that we have now and the level of poverty that we have now, then the environment becomes hostile, not just to almost everybody. Right. And that's what we are saying. So you must play a role that will position you well. Whether we like it or not, Nelson Mandela left this world gloriously. Now Chief Shonekon is gone. I believe that the leader he took over from may not be so comfortable. He will sit back now and wonder if he did things differently. So now that you have the opportunity, or you are pursuing the opportunity,
right,
engage it effectively and productively, so that you will be remembered as one of those that have contributed to the development of Nigeria and not to pulling the nation down.
I think the major responsibility is on us, the masses, those who are not aspiring, not to allow sentiment in determining their choice of who governs them or who becomes their leader in this country, because that has been our bane, because we have always been looking at people without looking at their credentials and all those things. So we need to open our eyes, see that person that can deliver for us, and not about sentiment, where it comes from, his religion or whatever other considerations.
All right, gentlemen. Jide Ologun and Tunji Abdulhameed, thank you so much for your time on the newspaper review.
Thank you.